Hip-hop's biggest entertainer and sweetest pastry, Drizzle Pie, is back outside delivering more R&B tunes for our head top. With his recently released collaboration album with PARTYNEXTDOOR and his White Powder titled Some Sexy Songs for You, and Degrassi's very finest decided to get his shit off on more women like he has been doing for the last decade, instead of actually being a man about it like Tony Braxton and confronting the actual men in hip-hop who have been coming for his #1 spot and tarnishing his hip-hop legacy. He would definitely rather address women because he likes to be in competition with them and pop ass with them, as he's popping more ass like a Nicki Minaj feature for Big Sean Connery, with Drizzle Cake's new song titled Gimme a Hug, a perfect title for a narcissistic certified man-child who decided to shout out Toronto legend Melissa Ford, who used to drive a Honda Accord, according to the game.
Melissa Ford, but they don't know Melissa Ford drive a Honda Accord. You do whatever it takes to get to the Grammy Awards.
While also dissing her for working for Joe Budden at the Joe Budden podcast, labeling the former MC and podfather a dick sucker to Drizzle Marie.
Shit, brother, Melissa Ford, you a legend from the 6. Hate to see you with a dick sucker. Shit about to be a lit summer.
Yet the 69 Ward General himself has been a dick sucker for years, to his daddy at UMG, Lucien Grange, just to get away with all of his massive amount of payola and streams that were given to Peter Pan Graham's project since 2016, allegedly, I guess. And shout out to Joe Budden because he has officially won not only the battle against Drizzle Cake, with his highly underrated diss tracks aimed at Mr. Cakes.
You're so indirect, shit wasn't real clear. Either Jimmy acting or he really missed a wheelchair. I should've did this 2 Kendricks ago.
From back in the day. But Joe Budden has officially won the war against Drizzle Marie, because just like sisters with voices, Joseph Anthony Budden is always on Drizzle Pie's mind. But Drizzle Pie, didn't Kendrick Lamar tell you to use your heart and not your eyes?
Use your heart and not your eyes. Just relax and ride.
I mean, Mr. Pie, if you got time... Drizzle Marie can't stop, won't stop like his mentor P. Diddy because he's moving real nasty by always bringing up women that are involved with men that he doesn't like on a business level, and thinks by throwing shots at these men, by throwing shots at affiliated women with them, will some way help save his legacy in music and hip-hop after embarrassing himself with dissing beautiful women like Riri, poking fun at her sex game and her kitty, when Miss Drizzy has a BBL, backing that ass up on record execs for years, and like Division, Drizzle do it well. And we can't forget Mr. Cakes trying to diss the queen of tennis, Serena Williams, calling her husband a groupie, and now Nemo, in the middle of the ocean.
These niggas just Nemo in the ocean. Small fish making kids feel emotion.
With Queen Serena properly responding to Drizzle Marie to crip walking at the Super Bowl, wop wop whopping on Drizzle Cake's legacy and manhood. What a sad way to go out, Mr. Cakes. Just like his very first project from 2006, there is definitely room for improvement. But again, isn't Drizzle Pie supposed to be in his R&B bag, bringing more melodies? I mean, why is Drizzle Marie still trying to act tough? Calling all of the backlash against him as fake intimidation, with Drizzle Cake claiming to be the visionary for music.
Drizzy, you amazing. You the inspiration. You set the bar for the next generation.
What?
Setting the bar for the next generation when this motherfucker hasn't wrote his own bars since 2009 when he was so far gone with Trey Songz.
Really fucking with a visionary.
If he's a visionary for scamming his own fans, making them believe that he was the one behind the same songs that made him legendary, that created his legacy, thanks to the paid sales from UMG. So whether he's a visionary for hip-hop, pop, or R&B, it was all a scheme. paid for by the elites and UMG. Even though Drizzle Cake already destroyed his entire music career, if he thinks for a second that this collaboration album with PARTYNEXTDOOR is going to revive any relevancy towards his future in music, with any type of relevancy outside of the strip clubs that he colonizes in Houston, Texas, OVO 40 better send Drizzle Cake this message that Drizzle Cake is only taking steps backward with this R&B album that disrespects women that he proclaims to love so much, trying to make a comeback with his fans while still acting like the biggest 69 fan. Hey, 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 women.
Run for your life.
This man does not love you, no matter how much Chanel he buys.
100 bands your mind. 500 bands, you better be mine.
Okay.
Here is why Drizzle Cake's new song, Give Me a Hug, is a bad look for Drizzle Pie in 2025. Lack of awareness and execution of the record. When Drizzle Cake was making this album with Party, there should have never been any attempt to drop more subliminal disses if he's so over the rap battle from an artist like King Kendrick.
They be dropping shit, but we be dropping harder shit. Fuck a red beef, I'm trying to get the party lit.
I mean, Drake still attaching himself to the same battle that ruined his legacy is not a great way to come back with this album with Party. Having some pretty good tracks, thanks to PARTYNEXTDOOR's contributions, but still not good enough to hide the embarrassment from hip-hop and R&B's biggest cosplayer. And after calling out Melissa Ford and Joe Budden, Drizzle Pie sent another subliminal shot at Kendrick Lamar by shouting out all the girls that Mr. Pie can get on the stage twerking at Strip Club Area 29 in Houston, Texas, mentioning that the girls will have to get a dictionary if he ever passes away.
Had the girls up at 29 on stage twerking with a dictionary.
So they can understand Kendrick Lamar's verses, yet the certified man-child won't address the 17-year-old girls that he had on stage from back in the days when he wasn't underage. Lines like this only further indicate that Drake can't read the room and can't hide his black face from the truth. That Kendrick Lamar not only defeated Drizzle Cake in their battle, but for exposing him for the real OV ho that he is, while he's dissing hoes from the strip clubs, the ones that love his music so much. Why would you attack the hoes when they give you more life? With verse 3, Drizzle Marie goes back to claiming he can't change his ways and loves disrespecting women by calling them hoes.
Women in love, walk in the strip club. Damn, I miss you hoes. Give me a hug, give me a hug, give me a hug.
When he is the biggest hoe of them all. And don't get me wrong, if you're a hoe or a prostitute, there's nothing wrong with that. In my opinion, we all have to make our money some way. But why would Drizzle Cake disrespect the same type of women that support his music before nothing was the same? Which to me is further proving Kendrick Lamar's point from Euphoria that Drizzle Cake likes to be in competition with women and pop, yes, pop the ass. You see what I'm saying? But again, I'm not trying to bring up Drizzle Cake's name anytime I mention the king of hip-hop, Kendrick Lamar, because there's been this narrative online that Kendrick Lamar can't have any type of success without mentioning Drizzle Cake's name, yet Drizzle Cake is the one that can't get over Kendrick Lamar and what he did to him musically, mentally, and emotionally. And shout out to Aaron Hall for his music legacy, but not him personally. We'll get into that. With Drizzle Cake deciding to use an Aaron Hall sample, I Miss You, for his Give Me a Hug record. But if you know, you know. Aaron Hall has an alleged sexual assault case on his resume and major connections to P. Diddy, with accusations in the past from women who have claimed Aaron Hall abused them, with one going to court. Excuse me, Miss Drizzy, but all of the women around you should be very afraid. It's extremely tone-deaf to have a sample from an artist that has alleged ties to P. Diddy in a new music industry climate that's trying to finish Drizzle Cake's music career once and for all, which seems more and more likely every time Drizzle Pie opens his mouth. But unlike Kendrick, he ain't getting no Grammys. My final thoughts. I'll keep it short and sweet like Sabrina Carpenter, but Drizzle Cake is the most conflicted artist that I have ever seen in the music industry, fighting with the music industry while they have supported him in his legacy for the last 15. Clearly he is hot and bothered like his Hot Pocket OVO Malina.
Hot Pockets.
And it doesn't help when this man-child goes on a record to claim he is a visionary for music, trying to hint that he's a visionary for hip-hop and R&B. Is a sad way to go out for your music career, When clearly hip-hop as a main collective does not respect Drizzle Marie, especially after the defamation lawsuit against UMG, essentially suing for freedom of speech, which is very essential to hip-hop. The more Drizzle Cake tries to make this rap battle go on and on like Erykah Badu, will only further show how much of a clown he is and how he really thinks everyone is supposed to just love him for having all of the #1 Billboard hits. It's all manufactured, like his BBL, and he really needs to check himself before he wrecks himself. Ain't that right, Ice Cube? With this collaboration album, while it has some really great production like every OVO project, I can give them that, but like a lot of OVO projects, it also lacks any type of relevant lyrics or verses that are supposed to represent the greatness and legacy of the OVO artist, but more specifically, Drizzle Marie, and his so-called creative mind that allowed him to be the legend he is, not Party.
If I die, oh knows I'm a motherfucking legend.
Not Vori.
Sick of these niggas, sorry. Sick of these bitches. It is what it is, sure.
Not The Weeknd. And after my one horrible experience with listening to this album only left me feeling like Drizzle Marie really needs a hug. But a hug from hip-hop, and from his former daddy, Lucien Grange, before things got really fucked up in the game, where they can both kiss and make up, after Champagne Papi popped his own cherry in the music industry by trying to file a lawsuit for defamation with the UMG, who gave Drizzle Marie his career that he had not 11, 12, 13, 14, but for 15 years. I guess all that OVO glazing from OVO Molina has finally paid off. Call up your 69 War General, Maul. He's ready to cuddle and needs a hug.
Fuck is what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Thank you guys so much for watching, and please let me know what you think about this entire album rollout from the beginning. Again, there are a couple of tracks on here if you go take a listen with the CN Tower intro. Very great production, but Drizzle Cake says some shit in there, especially for the intro of the album. I'm just like, all right, I was already annoyed from the beginning. For me, it does sound like a 2016 with a bunch of songs that were intended for views back then. That doesn't mean it's a bad album. It just means that they're recycling the creative Toronto OVO sound that they once had. That sound came from PARTYNEXTDOOR. It came from certain artists that haven't elevated their own sound. So to drop this type of album when you're trying to make a comeback, especially in R&B, which you have a good chance at doing, Drizzle Marie, I don't think that this album really helped you execute that plan. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, go be amazing and have an amazing rest of your day.